So if you're just joining us, we're talking about some hardcore Babylonian life and history here. Now, they had priests and Ishtar maidens, which were like temple virgins, who wore white attire for religious occasions, which definitely illustrated this ideology of like cleanliness and purity in their spirituality. This pious sanitation also included the shaving of the body, including the head in some occasions. Some scholars have noted that this may have actually happened because of like the insect infestations in the desert, especially the damp desert climate of Babylon. The other idea is that upperclassmen that were having direct dealings with or education from sky gods were sometimes depicted, bearded, and sometimes, with hair. But there's a lot of these depictions of like almost a hairless race. Now, we also have eye makeup and face paint, and there's ceremonial applications to that. But another common reason for it, black hashes under the eyes, was to reduce the glare in deserts. And most people don't know that. Petitions and requests from the populace could be made to the priests, who basically had an occupation of praying and sacrificing on behalf of the population. The craft of priesthood and temple service was highly esteemed. And in that light, however, there does not appear to be like a regularly scheduled religious service. Like, they didn't go to church every Sunday per se. The priests and temple workers were always working and doing their thing there. But really, when people were in need, unless it was key festival holidays, when they were in need, they would basically go to the temple. Religious duties and the maintenance of the temple shrines was pretty much a significant job to have in the ancient world. In addition to the full-time priests and the Ishtar maidens or temple virgins, there were other stewards associated with temple service for like festival services, including like the temple choir. And also there were the passion play performers at the Kidi festival called Urigalu that reenacted drama from the Enuma Elish epic, and also the underworld descent of Ishtar, which we have a translation of in our Necronomicon. There were also musicians rampant in the ancient world, not altogether different from like Celtic society with like the bards and things like that. They seem to have elementally oriented musical instruments like the drum for earth, the lyre for fire, harp for water. They reed flutes were very common. There were figureheads of the priesthood that bear titles like Shangu and Maku, and there were also tablet libraries maintained by the priesthood, and there was a separate priesthood of, surprisingly, Nabu Maerdechai that not only maintained the tablets and books of the people, but were primarily responsible for educating the people, and especially in the skills of reading and writing and the tablet lore, which was overseen by the gatekeeper of the temple library, called the Rab Girganaki. So, while the majority of the tablets found in the Babylonian storehouses actually reflect like trade and receipts of commerce, there is obviously no shortage of confirmation materials to support the revival of such a tradition, and that is what we have been trying to do with this research that remained underground until just recently, with the release of our the Necronomicon of Joshua Free and the Gem series, first edition, specifically from our ministry. If we were to follow our journey westward, then we arrive at yet another prime example, that of the Egyptians, once headed by Marduk and Nabu, the Thoth of the Mardukite lineage, who carried the traditions there. And that's given evidence in the pyramid text, coffin text, the Book of Gates, the Book of Black Earth, and of course the Book of the Coming Forth by Day, or the chapters of Coming Forth known as the Egyptian Book of the Dead. If we move deeper into the Persian traditions, a little bit in the other direction, we come to a prophet of Mardukite monotheism called Zarathustra, or Zoroaster. And he was entrusted knowledge of a source of all being and creation, and of natural law, or destiny of the universe, called Asha. And this law included the seasonal cycles of nature, the precession of the equinoxes, the zodiacal astrology, all of which is now common metaphysical lore, but it relates to the lore of the cosmos, of the greater universe, and its direct relationship with the roles and names of the characters involved. Like Anunnaki, for example, that's a specific name given specifically to these figures from, like, Mesopotamia. We go to Greek, they become Olympians. So, you know, it's all a matter of semantics from that point on. The nature of the relationship and the roles and the names of the characters involved is really all that appears to separate this ever-changing and evolving belief in diverse cultures throughout the ages. And this is the source and heart of the Gnostic mystery that we sought in the culmination of our own Necronomicon series. And we invite you to awaken to these mysteries with us. So, from the Nibiru Home offices of Mardukite Ministries, my name is Joshua Freed, and I hope this video finds you blessed.